Welcome back to another CAD/CAM tutorial. In this tutorial, you're going to create a knuckle joint assembly in SolidWorks. This is how the knuckle joint is going to move. In the part list, we can see the item number, the part name, and then the quantity. So in this knuckle joint, we have one of each part, and the first component is the fork end, second component eye end, the third component is the knuckle pin, the fourth component is the collar, and the fifth and final component will be the taper pin. All dimensions you're going to see will be in millimeters, and this is strictly for educational purposes. This is not to be used in real-world modeling and real-world engineering. So as usual, I have divided this tutorial into 3 parts. The first part, which is this video, looks at modeling the individual components. The second part, which will come right after this video, will be the assembly. And then in the third part, we'll look at creating an exploded view for the knuckle joint. Before we begin, if you are new to this channel and you want more tutorials like this, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share it as well to your friends so they can also watch it. And let's get right into it. We are going to start off in the SolidWorks window by creating a new file. So we start with the collar, has a material of steel and these dimensions. So create a sketch on the top plane. We're going to have 2 circles with the same center on the origin, and the outer diameter is 45, inner diameter 30. Pardon me guys, my system memory is running low, so pardon me when this message pops up. The cylinder will have a height of 15 millimeters. So extruded boss base. We have to create a hole of diameter 6 through the whole part. So create a sketch, this time on the front plane. We place a circle in this center here. Extruded cuts and set the end condition to through or both to cut in both directions. Okay. Change the material to steel. So go with the brushed steel appearance and save the parts. So we're going to save it in the desktop. Create a new folder with the name Knuckle Joint. And this is the collar. We move on to the next part. Okay, so because of my memory, I'm going to close this part. Next, we create the taper pin. So there's a round figure, so we are going to use the revolve feature. We create a sketch on the front plane. We need the center line for construction. You make sure this is slanted. And then for construction again, we create a horizontal line here. And the angle of inclination between these 2 lines is 0.5. This diameter is 6 and the full length is 45. Sketch is fully defined. So use the revolve boss base. Yes. And I'll zoom in and use this line as the axis of revolution. change the material also to steel. And then save the part. So save it and move on to the next part. The knuckle pin. So this is also a round figure. We are going to use the revolve feature. So create a sketch on the front plane. First have the construction line, we'll do the revolution around. And then we'll have actual lines in this shape. And the full length is 110. This length is 15. The diameters are 30 and 45. And then revolve bore's base. Okay. We have a hole inside here of diameter 6 and a distance of 15.5 from the middle to the end here. I'm going to connect a line between this center and here, and you can see the horizontal relation. So this sketch is fully defined. Extrude cuts and set the end condition to through or both, and okay. The material is a chromium plate. And save the parts. I'll close it for my memory. And then we move on to the next part, the eye end. So we're going to create a sketch of this front plane and then extrude in this direction. So sketch on the front plane. Again, we have this message for because my memory is running low. So this circle has a diameter of 60 and the inner one has a diameter of 30. So this rectangle, I'll make sure the center is in this origin, so coincident. And then the length of the rectangle is 120 and the width will be 33. So extrude bore's base. So we'll start with the outer circle, has a distance of 36 for the extrusion. So click on this circle, end condition mid plane and 36. Okay. Now drop down and then click on the sketch again, extruded bore's base. Now this rectangle, mid plane, this time 33. Merge results and okay. Again, click on the sketch, extrude cuts, and then the inner circle, end condition through or both to cut in both directions and okay. Now for this part, we want to make sure we cut so that we have a cylinder left on this portion here. So extrude cuts. And then on this face, going to have a circle, and make sure that the circle is tangent to these sides. So hold down the shift key and then click on the two entities, make tangent. Now exit. The length, as you can see, is 50 millimeters. And then flip side to cut. Okay. We'll have another cylinder on top here, and the diameter is 25. The length is 50. Exit. The length 50, merge results, and okay. We're gonna have a fillet of radius 10 here, and we'll have fillets of radius 25 here as well. So use the fillet command, a constant size fillet and a multi-radius fillet. First 10 millimeters here, and then 25 this time. So change this to 25. And click on these 4 edges. Okay. The material is cast iron. And save the part. This is the eye end. Move on to the last part, the fork end. We're going to use a similar method for the eye end. This time we start at the top. We'll create a sketch on the top plane. We'll have a circle, and since the radius of this arc here is 36, we use the diameter for the circle, 36 times 2. Then we have a rectangle here. Make sure that the center of this line here lies on this origin. So hold down the shift key, click on the 2 points, coincident. The length is 109 and the width is 36. So extrude boss base, and then click on this area, and this area, mid plane, and a length of 36. Okay. Just as we did for the eye end, we are going to cut here so that we have a cylinder. So we sketch on this face a circle, and we make sure the circle is tangent to the sides of the rectangle. And then extrude cut, length again 50, and flip side to cut. Then we'll have a cylinder on this face as well, of diameter 28 this time. Again a length of 50, merge result, and okay. Now we move on here. We make a cut inside here. So sketch on this face. First have a circle, and the diameter of the circle should be this length here, 36. Connect a line from this point to this circle. Make sure it's horizontal. Do same for here. and then convert this arc here into the sketch trim so that you have this area selected, and then exit, extrude cut, set the end condition to through or okay. Then you draw a cylinder here and mirror onto the other side. Extruded balls based on this face need a circle. The circle should have a diameter of 60. Make sure the circle is in the center. So hold the shift key, click on these two centers, make horizontal. And the distance from this center of the circle to this end point here is 147. And then the length is 18 for the extrusion. Reverse for it to come out here, merge result, and okay. Now click on this boss extrude and mirror. We are going to mirror using a front plane. Okay. And then you create a hole inside here. In the center, the hole should have a diameter of 30. Extruded cuts and end condition through all. Now we add fillets, radius 10 to this side, 25 to this side, again 25 to this side as well. So constant size fillets, multi radius of 10 to this side, and 25 for the rest. Okay. And the material, we change it also to cast iron. Then you save the part. This will be the fork end. So here we have modeled all the components we need. That is it for this part of the tutorial. In the next part, which will come right after this, we are going to create the final assembly. So I'll see you there.